Good evening from Mahtomedi High School. We're here at George Smith Field tonight, where the Mahtomedi Zephyrs will be hosting the Titans from Tartan. Alongside Michael Lawrence, I'm Luke Howitt. And again, good evening from the stadium. Should be a good game tonight. I'm Michael.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game. I mean, Mahtomedi comes in with one loss on the season, and Tartan won their opener. But first, let's talk about that weather. I mean, yeah, there's a slight breeze, but man, it's gorgeous for a late August game here.
Absolutely is, Michael. A perfect evening for some football. You got a slight breeze, but nothing too crazy there. Shouldn't affect the game. And we got some nice sun before that goes down here. Temperature of 66 degrees and a 8-mile-an-hour wind out of the southeast.
You know, I mean, it's hardly any humidity, so I mean, you would think cramping shouldn't be too big of an issue, especially for the second game of the season. Still a pretty young season, but as I said, the weather is perfect, so it's definitely not going to be a factor tonight.
You got that right, a perfect evening. But let's take a look at the teams here. Tartan last year, a 1-7 overall record. They did beat Hill Murray, like you mentioned, last Saturday, 22-13 in the opener. Mahtomedi, on the other hand, 4-4 overall record, Michael.
Yeah, they lost to St. Thomas Academy 19-0, and there were some problems for Mahtomedi in that game. They just had some offensive struggles. Probably had less than like 150 yards altogether. Only like 92 yards passing, and probably about another 15 to 20 yards on the ground. And if you're tonight for Mahtomedi and the Zephyrs, your first goal is going to be offense. Can they move the ball? Can they sustain drives? Can they get something in the end zone? Because last week they were shut out, and they should be hungry, trying to get a score in tonight's game.
Absolutely, Michael. We'll see if head coach Dave Metzel can get them going. We're here again at Mahtomedi High School. Kickoff next.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Mahtomedi High School alongside Michael Lawrence. I'm Luke Howitt, and we're just getting set for a football game tonight between the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, who are hosting the Tartan Titans. What do you expect tonight, Michael?
You know, I think for Tartan, what they expect is trying to add on to their win, because they've already matched their win total from the previous year, only winning one game. And so tonight they'll take a giant leap forward that they can make that 2 in a row in this young season. And it kind of gives them problems and look ahead in the rest of the year. Now for Mahtomedi, I kind of look for them just to get something going offensively. They really struggled against St. Thomas Academy, being shut out, and they just had a difficult time moving the ball, didn't get very many yards, got even less yards on the ground. They had a couple of players who are already sitting with negative averages on their run attempts. So I look for them just try and move the ball, get something positive, get something going, and hey, get their first score of the year so far.
Absolutely, Michael. They're going to want to get something going, get that offense fired up, but they'll have to wait for a bit because the Zephyrs will be kicking off. Tartan Titans will be receiving the ball here, and let's get things underway and see how this shakes out, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a young season, still a lot of games left to be played. I mean, it's still anybody's game. You really don't have a good idea who's who in the second week of the season.
These teams looking to establish themselves, and boom, the game is underway. And that's going to be fielded in the end zone, and we'll have a touchback here. Tartan will start on their own 20.
That was quite the distance on that kickoff to force a touchback.
Absolutely. Didn't want to take any chances and give up any kind of big return early, setting up that defense with pretty good field position there.
So Tartan will have the ball very first. I kind of look for them trying to get Damari Wilson going early. He had 104 yards last week. Didn't get a touchdown, but had an impressive average, just getting 104 yards on 13 attempts.
Absolutely. They really pounded on the ground with Wilson and quarterback Benjamin Engwer, senior from Tartan here. And here's 1st and 10, the snap. Engwer back to pass. And that is complete over to Lucas Miskey. And not a bad start there for Tartan, getting that ball out quick and getting some positive yardage.
Oh, for sure. Anytime you get positive yardage on a first down, make it kind of moving the sticks along, or just making it easier on second down.
Yep, when you can chip away with those 6-yard gains, you're going to set your offense up for anything in the playbook. So a good start there from Tartan. And Engwer under center. He'll keep it on a draw right up the middle, sneak almost, if you will. And we're looking at a close spot here. It could be a first down for the Titans.
Yeah, Engwer can move it on the ground, too. I mean, last week he had 2 touchdowns against Hill Murray. And it looks like the refs are going to give him on the first down.
Yep, and we got a first down there, like you said, Michael. And like you also mentioned, Engwer was very effective on the ground. 2 rushing touchdowns last week in a very big opening win against Hill Murray Pioneers. And we're looking at a 1st and 10 here from their own 30. Engwer out of the shotgun. Wilson alongside here. They're moving them in motion. And that's a handoff up the middle. Not much doing there. And Noah Neva got the carry. He plays a lot of fullback and kind of mixes in there too, Michael.
You know, they kind of showed a little flash of a triple option there. You saw number 14, Damari Wilson, kind of streaking across. Looked like the quarterback, or looked like Engwer could have gave it to him, but instead gives it to his fullback. It just goes up the middle and gets a couple of yards.
Absolutely. And now we're looking at a 2nd and 8 here from their own 32. And we're looking at kind of they're going to move Wilson out to the left side of the formation here with Neva in the back. A lot of movement there. And a fumble on the snap. They do recover, but he's not going to go anywhere. And Jack Hines, who else, in on it to make a big play early for that Zephyrs defense.
Yeah, it was a busted play. I mean, it's been the first time they've moved the ball backwards on Tartan's offense. But I mean, in that situation, you just kind of fall on the ball and just, yeah, you want to try and pick it up and hope for something, but picking it up can kind of lead to dangerous things. And
Absolutely.
You don't have a good handle on it. A defensive lineman could get in there, poke the ball away, and force a turnover. But this time they're lucky to get it back.
Yeah, you live another day there. Like you said, you don't want to do anything too crazy and maybe turn the ball over and put your defense in a bad spot. So we're looking at a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 13 from their own 28. And we're under center here. And they're going to drop back the pass. A little flare, and that's going to be incomplete on that pass. That was intended for Lucas Miskey, and we're looking at a 4th and long situation here.
Yeah, kind of conservative play, doing a screen that wasn't really set up well. The wide receiver just did not get a good block in, and the defensive player just able to disrupt it right away. He got his hands up in the air, kind of make it a tougher pass to go. But definitely a conservative call on 4th down.
Absolutely. So a little bit of a spark on the first few plays for Tartan, but that drive stalls, and now they'll be punting here. And the kick is out, and that'll be fielded by Evan Reyes, who takes it out to his right, but a very nice tackle there. Good special teams coverage there by Alexander Bala.
Yeah, as we said
for Tartan.
As we said before, Mahtomedi's offense had a difficult time moving the ball, and what makes it easier on you, if you have decent field position, they're already, it looks like they'll be on the 50-yard line, but they got fantastic field position to start their first drive.
Absolutely, that's exactly what you're looking for there. Defense did their job, and now we'll see if the Zephyrs can't get that fire cooking after a poor opening game last Saturday.
I think in order to get your offense going, I mean, it starts up front with your offensive line. Can they move the bodies? Can they move the defense out of the way?
And the first play for Mahtomedi is a give to Jalen Fry up the middle. Looks like he's good for about a 4 or 5 yard pop there. And we'll be looking at about a 2nd down and about 5 yards to go here, Michael. But I think they want to get that running game going early and set some tempo.
That's what Mahtomedi is known for. Like, they like to run the ball. I mean, they're going to kind of run a variation of like their own triple option. Well, that's how they kind of ran it last year. Jalen Fry was one of those running backs who has a negative average. I mean, he only got negative 5 yards last week on 7 attempts. And right now, out of the gates, he's got 4 positive yards.
Well, that's a positive step. They'll hope to keep that moving here. 2nd down here for the Zephyrs out of the wing formation. And that's another give and another big gain for Fry. And he's down the right sideline. He may get all the way to that end zone. Fry in for a touchdown. And the Zephyrs don't take long to strike this week, Michael. That's exactly what we were talking about. And that's a heck of a play by by Jalen Fry there, the junior for the Zephyrs.
You know, just a fantastic move by there, doing a stutter step and forces the defender to go one way, and he just cuts it back the other and gets the long gain for a touchdown. And 2 plays in, I mean, that has to make you good if you're Mahtomedi getting the game's first touchdown.
Absolutely, and we talked about getting Fry involved early with that speed he's got, and he just showed us why right there. A great run, and the Zephyrs are off and running, if you will, quickly. Couldn't ask for a better start for the hometown team here, Michael.
Oh, for sure, and I mean, they just ran it right up the middle, too. I mean, there was no tiptoeing on the outside. They just went straight at Tartan.
And the extra point attempt is up, and it is true. The Zephyrs lead 7-0 over the Tartan Titans. 8:58 remaining here in the first quarter.
So if you're Mahtomedi, you definitely got your first goal of the night. You got to score. It took 2 plays. They were efficient at it, and so now they can kind of look together and hopefully put it together for 2 more or for a couple more and get a couple more scores.
Exactly. They almost want to carry that momentum over, which like we've been touching on here, it's extremely urgent that they did get out of the gate hot like that.
For sure.
We'll see if the Titans have an answer, because they obviously don't want to fall behind too quick after kind of getting punched in the face so quickly there.
You know, that other than like that botched snap, I mean, they had a couple of plays that gave them some decent yards, and they picked up a first down. So they were moving it a little bit and just kind of stalled on that botched play.
Absolutely, and we can see our fans having a great time tonight here. It's a gorgeous evening at George Smith Field. If you're just joining us, the Zephyrs early lead 7-0 off a beautiful run by Jalen Fry, the junior for the Zephyrs, and I'd expect to see some more of that from him.
Oh, for sure. On that last scoring play, I mean, it looked like they were running a triple option, and Jalen Fry just got it up the middle on that time.
Yep, and very good blocking from the 5 guys up front. And that's very important to the success with how much the Zephyrs do run. And the kickoff here from the Zephyrs, this one a little bit shorter. We will have a return opportunity for Kingston Miles, and he takes it outside, and he's covered up at about the 26-27 yard line. And we'll bring out the Titans offense for a second drive and see if they can't get something going.
Kingston did a good job kind of recognizing where his blocks were and kind of following them. Gets decent field position at their own 26.
Yep, not a bad return, and pretty steady coverage from the Zephyrs on that too, not giving momentum back right away with a big return.
And like that's the thing, like yeah, they got to score, but now the defense has to come back up and get another stop so they could get the ball right back.
Absolutely they do. We'll see what they got here. It's 1st and 10 from the 27. Then they're out of the shotgun. Noah Neva is split behind the quarterback, and it's going to be a run from the QB, a drop the middle out of that shotgun again. And he gets probably about 3 or 4 yards there, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, that's another design QB run with Engar. Had a couple tonight. Just kind of goes up, gets some tough yards going up the middle.
Yep, basically taking what he can get. You saw there on the replay, kind of read that option to the right and found a hole for 3 yards, we're going to call it. And we're looking at a 2nd and 7 here. And under center here again is Angwer, 2 in the backfield for some motion here. And another handoff, that'll be to Damari Wilson, who's shut down in the backfield. That'll be a loss on the play. Very nice tackle there by the Zephyrs defender.
Yeah, Damari Wilson, kind of your scat back for Tartan. Kind of don't really want to see him going up the middle too many times. Kind of want to get him in space and kind of use the outside corners to his advantage, just trying to have some room and trying to get separations from defenders, but he was stopped behind the line.
Absolutely. They want to see if they can utilize his speed on the outside, but nothing cooking on that play. So we'll be looking at a 3rd and long for the Titans, not where they wanted to be on the second drive, Michael.
No, not when they want to kind of get back in this. And I mean, it's going to be very disheartening if they have a 3 and out right here.
Absolutely. They want to get some tempo going here. They're out of the shotgun. And we're moving in motion with Damari Wilson, and we got some movement too early, I think, Michael. I think we're going to have a false start here.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think the ball's kind of be coming right on back.
Yeah, just backing them up further, and for the Titans, they're going the wrong way right now.
Yeah, so now it's going to definitely be an obviously passing down on this 3rd and long. And, you know, we've seen a couple of passing attempts, but they have not been downfield. Tartan hasn't taken any shots down so far. I mean, this might be the first time they do it.
Absolutely, and we're looking at a 3rd and long, and You almost got to wonder if they maybe play it conservative here and look at maybe a draw play. Because like you mentioned, we haven't seen much where they're throwing it too far down the field at this point.
I mean, their longest pass of the night, so well, their only completion has been for about 6 yards, and
Yep.
that was kind of a quick out.
Absolutely. We'll see what they got here. Again, a 3rd and long for the Titans in their own territory from the 25. Engwer moving a man in motion. That's Kyle Bachman, tight end. And they are going to drop back, and he's going to scramble to his right. Engwer, maybe a little room. He's going to throw it, and he completes that to Lucas Miskey. We'll see. I'm not sure if that's going to be good for a first down or not.
Yeah, I think it is.
Nice roll out there by the QB and finding Miskey.
Yeah, it just rolls on out, sees his wide receiver who has excellent focus just to make sure he gets that catch, and they pick up the first down, and that's their first shot that we've seen. And yeah, it'll be interesting. They keep rolling Engar out there. It looked like that was a pretty good play for him.
Absolutely is, and we've seen Engwer is a very mobile QB and just prove he can make some of those tough throws on the run.
Yep.
Miskey coming up big on the other end of that connection. And we got a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Titans. Out of the shotgun, here is Engwer. He's going to go back to pass after the fake. Scrambles out of it, Tarkington-like, but he's swallowed up quickly there by the defensive line of the Zephyrs.
Yeah, it looked like Engar, as soon as he was making a decision, the defense is right in the backfield, and he just gets stuffed for about no gain, yeah.
Absolutely, and you saw the Zephyrs defense swarming there. 3 or 4 guys in on that tackle.
The offensive line definitely needs to do a better job sustaining their blocks on that play.
Absolutely, and that's what the Zephyrs preach, is swarming to that football on defense. And we're looking at 2nd and 11 after the sack there. Out of the shotguns, Engwer not quite ready for the snap, but he's going to give it to Neva. And he'll maybe get those yard or 2 back. That's about it, Michael. Looking at another long 3rd down.
Yeah, that looked like it was kind of a busted play from the beginning, as Engler doesn't know where his running back's going to be going. See, he gives it right there one way, but his running back was facing the other side, and they're kind of discombobulated a little bit here on the early going on the offensive side for Tartan.
That's a couple bad snaps they've had now on the first 2 drives. He wasn't ready for that one. Engler wasn't. And on the first drive, you recall, he fumbled it and had to basically dive on it and take a big loss.
And it's putting them in some pretty bad position on 3rd down, and I mean, they're facing another 3rd and long.
Yep, 3rd and 8, not where you want to be on this side of the field. We'll see what they got under center is Engwer. And he's going to drop back to throw over to Miskey. He's been his go-to guy. That's a gain of about 4 or 5. I think they're going to be just short of that first down by a few yards there.
Yeah, Engler gets the ball under center, and he just does a nice job keeping in the pocket, getting out fast too. I mean, that was 3-step drop and able to find Misk. And now it's kind of a decision for this Tartan coaching staff facing about a 4 and 2.
Absolutely, we'll see what they're going to do here, and you want to get some yards, but I think if you're Miskey on that last one, you got to make sure you get out to the sticks and get that first down.
The thing was, like, it was a quick drop back, so I mean, like, there's hardly any time.
Yep, getting the ball out quick. And we're going to have a timeout by the Zephyrs on a big early 4th and 2. Looks like the Titans, at least at first, were electing to go for it, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they were kind of lining up a little bit slowly. I mean, they kind of looked like they were just taking their time. And I thought with the way that I was thinking what they would do is try and get to the line quick and maybe try and get a quick count or a hard count and try and draw Mahtomedi off sides, but they didn't even get the chance to do so.
Absolutely, Michael. Well, remember to like us on Facebook for On Location TV19. You can find us there at facebook.com/TV19sports. And follow us along on Twitter at twitter.com/TV19sports for all the latest action in your Minnesota sports in the metro area. Well, a big decision coming up here, Michael. We'll see if they stick with that unit or if they're going to end up punting that away and play the field position battle early.
Yeah, it's always kind of tough to say, especially early going. I mean, Tartan didn't have a lot of success last year. I mean, they have won 1 game, matched their season total last year. So, I mean, it might be interesting to see what the coaches will do.
Well, they're lining up as if they're going for it here, Michael. We'll see what they got under their bag of tricks. And they're under the eye with Wilson there in the back along with Neva, excuse me. And they're going to give it to him, and there's a big hole, and he runs right through it for much more than that first down. And that's a big gain into Zephyr territory is Damari Wilson with a very nice run.
You know, Damari Wilson, he's just fast. He just shot up through that hole very quick. Excellent job by the offensive line just giving him a gap, and he sees it. He just runs straight ahead.
Absolutely. They opened it up for him, and he did a little more for some extra yardage there, but a very big run on 4th and 2. Pretty gutsy play call there, Michael.
Yeah, and I think Tartan's head coach is willing to do that. I mean, last week, when they were up 13-6, they decided to go for 2 instead of a PAT. So they went up by 15-6 over Hill Murray last week. So he's got a little bit of gambler in him.
And a shotgun snap to the QB Engwer there, and he's not going anywhere. He's swallowed up. I'd say no gain, maybe a loss of 1 on that play. Engward's like, he's got a fair amount of carries already. I mean, he's going to get some wear and tear, and hopefully he's just like able to keep going as we get late in the game. But he's taking some shots. And absolutely he has. That Zephyr defense has been swarming, and they've been all over him this last few times he's trying to run out of that pocket. We're looking at a 2nd and 11. Officially, it was a loss of 1. And we'll have Engwer under center. Behind him is Neva and Damari Wilson. Just had that nice run. And I think we got some movement up front here, Michael.
Yeah, so this will be the 2nd offsides penalty on Tartan.
And yeah, you can see the left guard there coming up a little too early. Obviously, Mahtomedi moved, but that was reactionary.
Oh yeah, that was
clearly clearly a false start on the O-line there. And again, kind of shooting themselves in the foot early on, backing themselves up with those negative plays, and they got to eliminate that.
I mean, they take 1 step forward, and then it's like 2 step back. But, I mean, despite all of that, they've put a decent drive here. I mean, they were able to convert a 4th down to keep it going.
And we'll be looking at a 2nd and 16 now. Under the center is Engwer here. And he's going to drop back to throw. He throws back over to Miskey. Who else? He's been a hot target earlier. Thus far, and another nice catch and run by Miskey, and some positive yards. That's what we like to see here, Michael.
You know, this screenplay was definitely better executed. I think Miskey, though, he should have just cut it upfield instead of kind of going diagonal. I mean, he ran a lot of yards sideways, but not a lot of yards forward.
Yep.
I think he could have easily gotten a couple more if he would have followed his blockers up the field rather than just try and run around them.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just get the yards that are there and try not to make too much out of something you might not have. So we're looking at a 3rd down and about 8 or 9 to go here. They are moving into Zephyr's territory, and they're going to give it to Wilson, but he ain't going very far. They were all over that play, Michael.
Yeah, that's been a couple of times already where the Zephyr D line has already been in the backfield before Engler can just like hand off the ball, and pretty soon with the way that Tartan is able to like run their offense, like you've seen some screens, it's only going to be a matter of time before Mahtomedi gets a little too aggressive, and they're going to run a screen right up the middle of the field, and it's going to go for a huge gain. But until then, I mean, they're going to still kind of pin their ears back, especially on like those long down situations.
And they got a 4th and 10 here, Michael, and it looks like they're going to go for it and give this a shot. We'll see what they got. And we got Engwer out of the shotgun here. Neva behind him. He's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to throw a ball up to the sideline, and that's incomplete, intended for Chase Fleischauer, the senior out of Tartan.
Oh, the play was there, but it was just a little too high for Fleischauer. Yeah, see, Engwer gets stabbed. Well, he knows where he's going with it, but just a little too high for his wide receiver.
Just a little bit, couldn't quite thread that needle, and really good offensive line protection for the quarterback on that play.
Oh, for sure.
Just didn't quite put that together, so the Zephyrs will take over after there.
And I know it was kind of like a 4th and 10, but I do kind of agree with the situation, just trying to go for it in the 4th down, because I mean this is kind of high school, and sometimes you don't have the punter.
Absolutely, and we're right back at the action here. The Zephyrs on 1st down. Carry there was to TJ Tumbleson. He didn't go too far, maybe a yard or 2 there, Michael. That's about it.
Yeah, he's the fullback there, so I mean he's going to get your short yardage situation, and where Jalen Fry is probably going to be kind of your quicker back and able to use his burst of speed.
You could say the lightning to the thunder of Fry.
Oh, for sure.
Tumbleson. He's the guy they use in that fullback spot. He's lined up right in front of Fry, and Fry will get it this time, and he's wrapped up quickly in the backfield. A great play by that Titans defensive line there.
Yeah, somebody missed a block there, or maybe, I don't know if Tumbleson was supposed to pick that guy up. As you could kind of see, Tumbleson just kind of goes through the hole. Yeah, they got by. Yeah, the blitzing linebacker slowed him down.
Absolutely, and you saw 35 Elijah Ford in there early, slowing him down before he could even get to the line, and a very nice defensive play there. And we are at the end of the first quarter here at Mahtomedi Field, where the home team Zephyrs lead the Tartan Titans by a score of 7-0. We'll be right back after this.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
We're back for the start of the second quarter, and just wide on the throw there from Jared Johnson. Intended target was 84 there, Jake Necht, but couldn't quite connect, and we'll be looking at a 4th and 12 and a likely punt scenario here for the Zephyrs.
Yeah. Jared Johnson, I mean, last week he struggled to throw the ball. I mean, he only had 26 percentage.
And we're looking at a 4th and 12 after the stout defensive plays from that Tartan defense, and they forced the incompletion, and that's a win for that Titans defense.
Yeah.
After they gave up that big run on the first drive.
Mahtomedi had looked fantastic on that first drive, but now they just really stalled here in the second possession.
Yes, they did a big response from that Titans defense, and they'll see if that offense can't get it going here. Looks like they tried some type of trickery, but I'm not sure they were on the same page there.
Yeah, that is Jared Johnson. That is their quarterback, who's probably their punter. It looked like he was trying to do maybe a rugby style, and I think he didn't know what he wanted to do there. I think he gives the option if he could kick it or pass it. But
like he wanted to kick, maybe throw, and by the time he tried to decide, it was too late. And that's a big no-no there, Michael. Yep. We were talking some great field position for the Titans to come out and get right back in this thing.
See, in that situation, I'd be in favor of punting. I mean, it's 4th down on a huge 4th and long on your side of the field. I mean, you just have to punt the way, get a little conservative there.
I would agree with that, Michael. Your defense is playing stout. Let them go the entire field here. A quick handoff or a draw up the middle by Engler. He's taken down. And maybe a couple yards on that run, Michael.
Yeah, it looks like Mahtomedi is thinking they may have came up with the ball, but the refs kind of blew it dead. Can't really quite see what's happening in there, but it does kind of look like number 44 there for Mahtomedi stripped the ball away.
Yeah, I think they're saying forward progress was stopped there,
yep.
Which looks to be the right call there. So 2-yard gain on the play, and we're out of the shotgun here. You got Neva behind him. And in motion, back to the backfield. Here's Wilson, and he is stuffing up real quickly. And he was all over that play from the start. Was Daniel Haslak. So, excuse me, not Daniel Haslak. It was
Graham DeVore.
Graham DeVore with a great play there, getting into the backfield.
Yeah, just sheds. He got kind of a crappy block there by the fullback, and just sheds that easily, and just able to get the loss.
Yeah, not much doing there, and now we're looking at another 3rd and long. This Titans offense has kind of been getting used to that.
Yeah, you know what, honestly, they're kind of in the position where I think this is 2-down territory. I mean, they don't have to go for it all on this 3rd down. I mean, just trying to get something to make it easier on 4th down. But I just want to point out, this Mahtomedi Zephyr defense has been on the field for a long time.
They have been out here quite a bit. And like you said, if they can even chip away and get 5-6 yards on this 3rd down, might make things a little easier on the decision on 4th. But here we are out of the under center. Engler is going to try to run from it out to his right, but he is stopped up immediately. And not much doing there. And that's DeVore again on the stop. He's made a couple nice tackles early tonight, Michael.
Yeah, he's one of the key players here on this Mahtomedi defense. Him and Lemke, number 57, he was also on the play. Both are stout defenders for Mahtomedi.
And if you're the Titans, I think you want to get a little more yardage on that play.
Oh, for sure. You know, I was kind of surprised that they elected to pass on that, and I was kind of thinking they would have ran the ball, especially it seemed like Mahtomedi was lined up in kind of a 3-man defensive front.
It looks like they gave Engler the option there to run it or pass it. And he thought he saw something to his right, but I'd be shocked if they didn't try to get Miskey involved here. He's been their
go-to wide receiver.
Weapon. See if they don't take a shot over his way. And another fumble, and that's going to be recovered by the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. That's now 3 times we've seen that happen thus far, Michael.
It's been the running back quarterback exchange has not been clean tonight.
It has not, and you're absolutely right. A big recovery from Caleb Siekmeyer there, and we'll take a look at the replay if we have that. But again, just poor communication, ball security, and that's now 3 bad snaps, and this one's cost them the ball.
Yeah, and they definitely bailed out their special teams unit by forcing the turnover.
And here's Jared Johnson back to pass, and he shot that one well over his intended target there. That was Chase Sullivan, junior wide receiver for the Zephyrs. And we'll be looking at a 2nd and 10 from their own 36 here, Michael.
Yeah, it looked like the running back was there on the flat, too. Chase Sullivan would have been covered. It looked like the running back on the flat could have picked up some decent yardage if Johnson could have seen him.
Absolutely, and here we go. 2nd and 10 for the Zephyrs. Jared Johnson out of the under center here. Let's see if they can't give it to Fry and get him going again. Here is Fry up the middle, and look at that speed. And he's still on his feet. He's up to midfield, beyond midfield, and past the 40 down to the 32-yard line is Fry.
Man, he's
struggling getting him down there.
Talk about a nice blend of power and speed. He just goes right up the middle, sheds off a couple attackers, and picks up a huge gain.
You're right. Look at how many defenders had a chance at him, and he just kept motoring those feet for another 5-6 yards.
I mean, he just did a good job of keeping his balance and just maintaining it and picking up a couple more yards.
Now, that's been their recipe for success early on here at George Smith Field. Zephyrs driving again. And here's Johnson under center again. They're going to give it to Fry. A nice little cutout to his right back inside, and look at him go. Another great run there, Michael. And this Fry guy, he's been the offense for the Zephyrs.
For sure. I mean, if you're Mahtomedi's coaching staff, you just keep giving him the ball until he can't prove that he gets stopped.
Absolutely, and you see a little shake and bake there. He's got the wheels and the moves to go with it.
You know,
I'd expect them to keep riding him.
You know, he's just showing like his excellent decision-making ability. He knows like which hole he's going. And I mean, he's been juking out defenders, and he's just powering through would-be tackles.
Very good vision and feet on that last run, and they'll have a fresh set of downs again under center. We're going to give it to Fry again up the middle. This time, not as much doing. And he stopped quickly at the line there by that Titans defense.
Yeah, Tartan's defense is starting to smarten up, maybe putting a couple more defenders in the box, just trying to slow him down any way they can.
And a couple yards on that play. We'll be looking at a 2nd and 8 as Fry gets a breather here. And we'll see what the Zephyrs have for this play call here. But again, they are threatening inside the red zone of the Titans.
Yeah, other than giving the ball to Fry, I mean, their offense hasn't been doing too much.
Devin Fitzpatrick is checked into the backfield along with TJ Tumbleson, and they're going to go right up the middle, and they're going to give that to Tumbleson, and he gets a few yards on the carry. We'll be looking at a 3rd down here third down, red zone opportunity for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs.
TJ Tumbleson had 11 carries last week for 33 yards, so I mean they do like to give it to him. I mean he is the fullback on this option.
We'll see what they dial up on this 3rd and 2. They are threatening, see if they can add some more points on the board. Here's Johnson under center. And there's some movement from TJ Tumbleson. Clearly knew he moved a little early there, and that's going to set him back 5 yards, Michael.
Yeah, it looked like there was a couple of players who were kind of offsides on that one.
Yeah, you can just see him jump up there. That's Tumbleson, 34. The fullback got a little too excited on that play, and that'll back him up.
Well, he's probably going to get the ball. That's why he was excited.
Yeah.
Get the play going.
We'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 here. Ball on the 13. And they're going to keep Tumbleson in the backfield along with Devin Fitzpatrick, the senior running back for the Zephyrs. And they're going to give it to Tumbleson. Like you said, he was obviously excited about something, but I think he might have tipped off that Titans defense. They were all over that one.
Yeah, I mean, Mahtomedi was definitely showing what they were doing, and they were kind of in a heavy formation. I mean, they didn't have any wide receivers split out wide in either direction, and they just brought in their tight ends. And yeah, it looks like they're thinking about going for it.
Yeah, they brought in that jumbo package, and the Titans were all over it. Tumbleson didn't go too far there. I guess you could say he tumbled for a yard or two, but that's about it. We're looking at a 4th and 5 to go from the 11. Let's see, they are going to go for it.
And Jalen Fry has checked back in, so they're getting their playmakers on the field.
Yes, they are. Not a bad idea. Here we are under center. They're going to give it to Fry, and he is met immediately behind the line of scrimmage. A heck of a play there. And Alexander Ball, the junior for the Titans, shuts the door and says, not so fast, Jalen Fry.
I don't think it was any secret what anybody wanted or what Mahtomedi was going to do there. They knew they were going to give it to Fry, and Ball just shoots the gap and gets the tackle for loss.
Knifed right through there, Michael. You said it in a fantastic play, and that's just what the doctor ordered for the Titans. They need to keep this game tight and get that offense moving, and that defense gave them that opportunity.
Right, and like their offense has been moving the ball. They just have not been able to punch it in.
Yep, and too many of those, whether it's mental mistakes or just not on the same page, those fumbles have been hurting them. And they've already got 3 bad snaps. Let's see what they got here. And he's back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to sling it outside. And that ball is caught by Chase Fleischhauer. He's the senior wide receiver for the Titans. And that's a good completion. You want to see that. Get out of your own end zone and get some positive yardage there, and they did just that. Nice play by Fleischhauer.
Yeah, they definitely like to do their quick 3-step drops and just trying to get the ball out as soon as they can. Have their wide receivers just trying to make a play up the field.
So a 7-yard gain on 1st and 10. That sets up the Titans with a 2nd, 3 yards to go. Ball on the 20. And under center is Ingwer. And another quick out. That's back to Miskey this time to try to get him more involved, as he was successful early on, but not much doing there. That Zephyrs defense all over that little quick pass.
Yep. I mean, second and short is definitely in a position you want to be in when you're offense, because it opens up your entire playbook. And as a defense, like it's extremely, for that reason, extremely hard to defend. I kind of want to see them like take a shot downfield, but maybe Engler just doesn't have the arm strength in order to do that. But they've been doing kind of like a lot of the shorter passes, a lot of the quicker passes, so maybe they just don't have the faith in their offensive line to sustain their blocks, because you definitely need to do that in order to take a shot downfield.
You're right about that. They haven't taken any too deep shots, this Titans offense. But you got to wonder, maybe they're just setting something up for some play action early on. But you're right. But that did get them the first down. So they'll have a fresh set of downs from their own 22 with 5:19 to go here in the first half, Michael.
Yeah, and like moving the ball has not been a problem, but as you said, it's definitely been mistakes on their own doing. Not everyone being on the same page, and like they've had a couple of botched snaps. You just said like 3, and one of them led to a fumble.
Yes, it did, and the big thing there was that fumble could have cost them points, but that Titans defense stepped up and shut the door on Fry and company when they were knocking on that door. So could be a big momentum change. We got a fresh set of downs. Ingwer under center here. Wilson in the backfield. He's going to go back to pass. He's going to sling it out, and that is to Wilson, but It's going to be well short. Might have been tipped at the line there, Michael.
Yeah, it looked like the Mahtomedi High defensive line just kind of came in there. They did an excellent job of just kind of getting their arms up. And, yeah, it looked like 64 there for Mahtomedi High. Just affect Tom Furminger just kind of affecting that pass. Job by him just trying to like, use his big body to make sure that Engler just trying to throw it around him.
Yeah, that's what they teach you in the business. Get those hands up. If you can't intercept it, at least tip it, knock it down. And that could have been a big play there for Wilson. He had a little bit of room in front of him there. Yeah, we're looking at a 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion.
I know, we just haven't seen like a big play out of Tartan yet. I mean, they've been picking up a few yards here and there, moving the sticks.
And we got some more movement up front here, Michael. That might set them back.
I think that might be what, the 3rd offensive offsides?
That's correct. You can see the left tackle there. Excuse me, that might have been the tight end. Moving a little bit early, and that was Kyle Bachman, the senior. And you got to wonder if it's just a lack of concentration. We've seen a couple false starts, 2 or 3 botched snaps and fumbles, and it's been fairly sloppy and for the Titans
for sure.
This first quarter and a half, Michael.
I mean, yeah, they put themselves in a kind of a precarious situations, but they've been able to get out of them a couple of times. The interesting thing too is like with Tartan is they haven't had a big play yet, and most like their offense has kind of came on like a couple of yards here and there, and like they have been able to move the sticks.
That is right. And remember, if you want to volunteer for TV 19, call Arlen Becker at 651-747-3821 or send him an email, arlen@onlocationtv.org. Again, if you want to volunteer, give him a call or send him an email.
Yeah, just a great opportunity to build your resume and volunteer. I mean, it's a perfect night to be out shooting sports. Couldn't ask for a perfect night.
Beautiful night, like you said. We're looking at probably 70 degrees, slight breeze, no rain, and the fans are out cheering on the high school teams here tonight. Both hoping to get an early season district game win, Michael.
For sure, especially now with teams moving on to a more district schedule. I mean, these district wins are important.
Yes, they are. You said it. We're looking at a 2nd and 15 now after the false start. Engler in the shotgun here. He's got Neva by his side. He's going to go back to pass, and he's going to take a shot here, and he's got a man, but overshot him. And you kind of touched on it earlier, Michael. Maybe that's why they're not taking those shots, because the few he's thrown, he's overshot his intended receiver.
It's just frustrating because like the play was there, just a little too much arm, and the wide receiver just could not get underneath the play.
Yeah, it looks like Fleischhauer had a step on the defender on that play.
And if he was able to move that, I mean, like they wouldn't move the chains.
He could have dropped it in there. They might have moved a whole lot more. He might have been gone for 6. So instead, they're looking at a 3rd and 15 here. Under center is Engler. Wilson in the backfield with him, and he is going to drop back to pass, but he is in some trouble, and he is taken down for a sack by that Zephyrs defense. And they've just been swarming on him. I think we're going to get
you know, that might be another reason why they're just doing like quick hits and they're passing whenever they're passing the ball is because they know like their offensive line can't sustain the blocks. I mean, we see right there again. There's 2 players. The D ends are just in the backfield, and there's Demore again.
DeVore and Seichmeyer both in on the ends there, and they put them down quick, and we'll have a punt here for the Titans, but not what you want to be looking at with 4 minutes to go, punting out of your own end zone. Looks like we should have good field position for the Zephyrs. And that's going to be taken down about just across midfield for the Zephyrs, and they'll see if they can't put some more points on the board before the end of the half.
Yeah, it seems like while the Titans are kind of like moving the ball, dinking and dunking, Mahtomedi High, on the other hand, has just been using big plays in order to kind of move the ball themselves. I mean, they just haven't been able to sustain drives. I mean, they've been kind of getting them on like huge runs by Fry.
Yeah, like you said, that Zephyrs defense has been on the field a lot, but no points for Titan to show. On the other hand, the Zephyrs had some pretty big flash plays, mostly from Jalen Fry. Johnson back to pass. He's got an open target. He's going to cut back inside, and that's going to be good for a gain of about 11 there. Pass complete to Chase Sullivan.
Yeah, that's Johnson's first completion on the night. I mean, last week he struggled, throwing only like 26%.
Now you see him drop back and a nice quick pass. And Sullivan doing a real nice job coming back to the middle of that field and picking up the yardage there. And we're looking at a first down for the Zephyrs. And they're moving further into Titans territory with 3:44 to go in the first half.
And right now they shouldn't be looking at the clock right now because they have a ton of time to get this ball in the end zone.
And they're going to give that up the middle to Tumbleson, and he shows his power there. All Stadion type running back, fullback, if you will. But he's slow getting up. He took a kind of a low shot on that one, Michael.
Yes, he did.
We hope he's okay, but he is still down. And we're going to have the trainers come and check on TJ Tumbleson after that first down carry. You hate to see that. He's up to a knee, but he's going to be tended to by the Mahtomedi staff here, and he is up. But you can see he's a little bit shaky on that, so hopefully he's all right. Just it's a stinger.
He's up on his own power. I mean, may have got the wind knocked out of him as he kind of hit the ground pretty hard.
He's shaking it up, so looks like just the stinger, which we don't like to see anything worse than that. So we hope he's all right, and that was a nice run by Tumbleson, and that's going to be another first down for the Zephyrs, marching further into territory of the Titans.
Since they had to take an official timeout, he'll come out for one play. Kind of the focal point there on their triple option is use the fullback.
Yeah, and he's been paving the way for some beautiful runs from Jalen Fry thus far. He's got that long touchdown and a couple other gems to go with it. Under center here is Jared Johnson, Fry in the backfield. And we're going to have some movement up front again. A couple movement penalties on both sides early on, Michael.
Yeah, it seems like every penalty tonight has been offsides on the offense.
And that's going to set them back. And if you're head coach Dave Metzel, those are the penalties that are going to keep you up at night.
For sure.
You got momentum, you're moving down the field, fresh set of downs, and then you just give it right back with a 5-yard penalty. And whether it's concentration or you're just not on the same page.
And it's frustrating. And because those are definitely penalties that can be prevented.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are again, second down. They're going to pitch it out to Fry. Always dangerous on the outside there, but pretty well covered by that Titans defense. We're looking at probably a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on that play, Michael.
Yeah, probably about the first time we've seen an option to the left side of the field, and gives a nice pitch to Johnson, who just cuts it up right away and picks up a decent amount of yards.
Not a bad play there. Surprisingly, Strong has been more effective. Fry has been more effective in the inside runs. We saw that in the first play. Here's Johnson back to drop. That's going to be a quick pass outside. And another catch for Sullivan. And he's right near that first down marker. We'll see on the spot here, Michael.
Yeah, and Tumbleson re-entered the game, so he must be doing okay.
Glad to see he's doing all right. And you see the replay there. Nice pass. Sullivan again, similar to the last route that he ran.
Oh, for sure.
He's getting out into that isolated spot.
Doing a nice job finding a soft spot in the zone, as you were saying, picking up some yards. Now that's 2 completions in a row for Johnson, just trying to get his passing game going, as it's kind of been a struggle.
We're looking at a 3rd down and 4 here from the 19 with 2:28 and counting in the first half. Zephyrs lead 7-0. Here's the snap to Johnson. He's going to give it up the middle to Fry. I'm not sure. He's right at the marker, maybe a bit short.
They're kind of doing that heavy set again, just trying to bring massive bodies on there. But it just hasn't seemed like it's been working too well for them. Just haven't been able to pick up the needed yards to get the first down.
No, not much doing there, and we're going to have a 4th down. Kind of right on that range. I'm expecting them to go for it here.
Oh, yeah, I am too. I mean,
you can kind of see him tripping over his lineman there. Titans' defensive lines, other than a few big runs, has been pretty steady lately.
Yeah, it's been pretty stout, especially towards their own end zone. But if you're Mahtomedi, I don't think you really want to kind of go in that heavy formation. Kind of yes, you're probably going to tip off your hand to know that you're going to run. I kind of want to see them maybe like have a wide receiver to split out wide, just kind of force some linebackers or cornerbacks kind of away from the box in order to slow down Fry.
That's right, Michael. And let's take a quick look here at the Tartan football upcoming schedule. They got North St. Paul coming up on the 3rd. That's at home. And then they'll go on the road against Park September 11th. The 18th, they'll be back home against Simley. 25th on the road in South St. Paul. Back home the 2nd. They will take on St. Thomas, and they'll wrap it up October 9th at Hastings.
Yeah, so this is the first year of kind of like the district football play, and that's kind of everyone in their district, and as you see a couple of Fab 5 schools in there as well.
Yeah, and Tartan off to a good start with that win last Saturday over Hill Murray. They're trying to keep that winning mentality going. We'll see here. They're in a big spot. We're looking at 4th and 2, and if this Titans defense can make a stop, they've been huge this first half.
Oh, for sure. And like Mahtomedi United once again kind of going to a heavy set.
4th and 2, there's the give. They're going to bring it outside option, and the quarterback's going to keep it. It looks like he has enough for the first down there.
Yeah, I think that was definitely kind of like the smart play. If they're going to be in that heavy set, kind of show a little bit something other than just do a straight give.
Yeah, they faked it to Tumbleson, and they had Fry alongside with him, but plenty of room for Olsen to keep himself on that little option.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. He didn't get too fancy. He knew he just needed to pick up a couple in order to get the first down. Didn't have to try and force the pitch to Fry and like try and make a home run play. Just a good job of Johnson cutting it upfield to getting the first down.
That's absolutely right, Michael. And the Zephyrs threatening late in the first half, and great opportunity for them. And here's the snap, but not much doing on that. Titans defense all over that. Johnson on the carry there, but
yeah, they're
not much doing. It looks like they might have tried to snap the ball a little quick and catch that defense off guard, but nothing doing.
Yeah, Titans just doing an excellent job just closing down all the options for Johnson, who just has to keep it himself and try and force it up the middle. Yeah, the DN doing a good job of kind of crashing down, kind of bulging up players to force that option up the middle.
We're under a minute now here. Looks like we might have a stoppage on the field. And we got a timeout from the Titans defense. So they're going to talk it over here, and it looks like the Zephyrs will do the same, a little game of cat and mouse here, and we'll see how it plays out. But this is a big spot for both sides of the ball.
Oh, for sure. For Mahtomedi, obviously, yes, you're increasing the lead, but the thing is like if you can get the touchdown, you're going to get the ball back in the second half. And if you're Tartan, that's the reason why you need to stop them right here, because Mahtomedi will be getting the ball in the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 2 scores. Upcoming schedule for the Zephyrs. The 4th, they'll be visiting Henry Sibley back home September 11th versus Hill Murray. And then they got 2 road games, 18th against Hastings, and then on the road again with North St. Paul on 25th. And then we'll wrap it up on October 2nd with Park at home, and October 9th with Simley at home. And they're going to hope to get some wins on those. They've been pretty tough at home here, Michael.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just an excellent crowd here tonight, and these Mahtomedi United fans love their Zephyrs.
Well, they love them a lot more if they can punch this one into the end zone before the end of the half. Johnson will take under center here again. You got Tumbleson and Fry in the backfield. They're going to fake it to Fry, and they're going to throw that to the corner. He's got him. And a beautiful play. Touchdown, Chase Sullivan. And a great throw, great play design. And they're up 13-0 pending the extra point.
Mahtomedi sticking with that formation where they have tight ends on each side. And this time they elect to pass it out of that formation. Usually they've just been running out of it, but Chase Sullivan doing an excellent job getting his 3rd catch and 3rd one going for a touchdown.
Yeah, great play design there by the Mahtomedi staff, running that jumbo package and some play action out of it. Sullivan came loose in that left corner, and a great pitch and catch. And the extra point is good. So with just under a minute in the first half here, the Zephyrs extend their lead, and they're up 14-0 on the Titans.
And if you're the Titans, I mean, that's just kind of discouraging to see, because Mahtomedi will be getting the ball back, and I mean, Tartan also kind of hasn't shown the ability to just kind of get like a quick play off for huge yards.
Yeah, too many missed opportunities, I'd say, is the first the big story of the first half, Michael, for the Tartan Titans, especially on offense.
Oh, for sure. So it'll definitely be kind of interesting to see how they kind of close out this half. I mean, I feel like they need to try something. They need to see if they can get some yards going, and hopefully they'll have like a big return.
Yeah,
here.
They need something right now. A big return would certainly help as they trail 14-0 against the home team Mahtomedi Zephyrs after a very nice connection from Jared Olson over to Chase Sullivan. And we're all set to kick off here. See if the Titans can't mount something to get them on the board before the end of the half. And we're waiting on the go-ahead for them to kick, and we will have the kickoff here. 50 seconds left in the first half. That's going to be a returnable kick, but they got to get on that. That's a live ball.
Yeah, they got to get on. That's a live ball.
And not going the way for the Titans tonight thus far. You see it take a funky bounce, and they're awful lucky that the Zephyrs didn't have someone down there to cover that, because that would have been their ball. That's a live ball.
Yeah, definitely probably some miscommunication by the Titans, and honestly, with the way that their offense has been all night, they just have not been able to get they haven't been able to break off big yardage. So I mean, you kind of needed that return just to set up your offense.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play there by Kingston Miles, the junior, making sure he hopped on that ball, so there wasn't any further damage. We're looking at 1st and 10 here, and we're under center. Wilson in the backfield. We'll see what they do on this final drive of the first half. He's going to throw it out wide, and he's got his man. Nice throw there, and that's what you look for. You want to get a little momentum if you're Tartan, and a nice connection there over to Kyle Bachman.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you're Mahtomedi, I mean, that's a play you'll take. I mean, they're kind of keeping everything in front of them. I mean, they just don't want to break off. They don't want to have the Tartans kind of break off a big pass and just try to give them something for them just to end this half.
Yeah, I'd expect this Zephyrs defense to be playing a pretty deep coverage, pretty safe.
Just trying to keep their lead going 14-0 into halftime.
And remember to like us on our social media pages. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TV19sports. And follow along on Twitter at twitter.com/TV19sports for all the latest local sports action. We're looking at 36 seconds left here, a 2nd and 4 for the Titans, but they're deep in their own territory, their own 17. And we'll see if they can get something going, but they certainly don't want any more fumbles or turnovers at this juncture.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Mahtomedi, I mean, maybe try and get them a chance to kind of punt the ball in order to get it back, because they can hold them here. I mean, they might be facing some pretty good field position. Can maybe give them an opportunity to maybe block the punt as well. Get a nice special team play right before halftime.
Yeah, we'll see what the Titans do. If I'm them, I think I almost run that clock out. The Zephyrs still have a timeout, so another incomplete pass, and they might be able to get that ball back. So
oh, for sure.
We'll see what they do. Here's Engler out of the shotgun. And he's going to throw it incomplete, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now you're looking at a 3rd and long. The 17 and the Zephyrs have a timeout in their back pocket.
Yeah, if they they play exceptional defense here, they'll get the ball back most likely. And
yeah, run or pass, the Zephyrs can stop that clock. Maybe have another crack at some points themselves.
And just, yeah, the Tartan's offense, like, it has been able to move the ball, but sometimes they'll get in a situation where where they shoot themselves in the foot and just kind of stalls their drive. We've seen it a couple of times so far tonight.
Yep, too many mistakes and not enough consistency. But here we go on 3rd and 4 from their own 17. Engler out of the shotgun. He's going to fake it and keep himself up the middle, and he's got a nice lane, and that's exactly what they needed. And they're not going to give the ball back to the Zephyrs, and they're going to hurry it up here and see if they can't get another play or two in before the end of the half.
Yeah, the clock stops right at a 1st down, so it's going to start back up here as soon as the chains are set.
Yeah, they'll reset those chains, maybe spike the ball, and that's exactly what Engler does here. Heady play there, and we'll see what they got going on 2nd and 10 here.
Yeah, they're just trying to get something going right before halftime, just moving the ball. I mean, they need to pick up a score, but it's been It's been difficult. I mean, like, their offense isn't built around like a quick play. I mean, they've just been kind of doing short passes and runs, and like they only get maybe 5 yards at the most at a time. But yeah, like their biggest play seems like it's been 10 yards. And right now they need to cover probably about 70.
Yeah, and I don't think they have a kicker who's going to be hitting anything from 60
right.
or 70.
Oh, for sure.
So we'll see. It's no Blair Walsh, although he hasn't been making them lately either. But back to the matter at hand, it's 2nd and 10 for the Titans. And Engwer will drop out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it down the middle, and he's got his man. And a big play up to midfield. I think he's down there, but he's going to get back on it anyways. But a very nice play. Wilson with the catch.
Yeah, so right now the clock is stopped, and they need to spike it again and stop it once those chains are reset. And like, yeah, it's definitely been about the biggest play we've seen out of Tartan tonight.
It has been, and they still got about 17 seconds left. If they can get this snap off, they'll probably spike it again here, Michael.
Yep, and that's exactly what they do. And I mean, if you're Mahtomedi, I mean, this is kind of what you want them to do. I mean, yeah, you wanted to try and force a 3 and out, but I mean, hey, they still kind of long ways to go. They got to cover 50 yards in 15 seconds.
And the Titans don't want to see that. Looked like Wilson, a little limp off the field there. I'll hope he's okay. He's one of their main weapons. Like you said last week, he had over 100 yards on the ground.
That hasn't been too much of a factor yet tonight.
No, he has not. I think they need to get him a little more involved if they want to sustain some consistency on that offensive side of the ball. But here we are from the 49-yard line, 2nd and 10. And we're out of the shotgun with Neva behind him. And he's going to drop back, look for a pass, but nothing there at this time. And then he makes a nice pass, and that's caught by Chase Fleischhauer. And let's see if he gets out of bounds. Looks like he does get out of bounds to stop that clock with just over 4 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, if you're the wide receiver, I don't think you have to fight for yards. You just try and get out of bounds because the clock's going to come back up again once those chains are set. So, I mean, they'll have like one shot at the end zone here to end the half.
Yeah, I'd expect, like you can see here, a deep shell defense for that Zephyrs. They're not going to allow anything behind that goal line.
Yep.
And we'll see what the Titans elect to do here.
Yeah, because like those safeties are playing deeper. I mean, there have been holes and they have been getting like big gains, but that's by design by the Zephyrs defense. And their main focus is trying to keep everything in front of them and keep the ball out of the end zone. And so far, they've been doing a good job of doing it on this drive.
Yes, they have, Michael, and you got to wonder for the Titans, do they have enough time to maybe get off a 10, 15-yard out, get out of bounds, and try to kick a field goal? I'm not sure you do, though.
I don't think so. I think like 3.8 seconds is kind of pushing it, especially on high school. Because, I mean, like the game's going to move. It's just naturally going to move slower just because they're not developed the way that like NFL players are. So I think like this is their only shot.
Yeah, they'll probably be heaving something up to the end zone here. But before that, we got another whistle. And we got a timeout for the Zephyrs. They're going to want to talk it over to be safe that nothing gets behind them.
You know, I mean, might be kind of, I don't know what Mahtomedi is thinking, but I mean, this offensive line has proved that they can collapse. So, I mean, maybe bring a linebacker, give a little bit of pressure if you kind of want to chance that. Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers at TB19. If you're interested, give Arlen Becker a call at 651-747-3821. Or, hey, email Arlen at arlenonlocationtv.org. As we said before, we're always looking for volunteers. It's a great resume builder, and like the weather is fantastic. If you love sports, just a great opportunity to see some local sports.
That's right, Michael. A great opportunity here with TV19, and a great evening in Mahtomedi where we got the Zephyrs leading the Titans from Tartan 14-0, and this will likely be our last play of the first half.
Yeah, I'm thinking it most likely will. I mean, I just don't think you want to run like a quick out, and I mean, like what that gives you, like 2 or 3, maybe 5 yards, best scenario.
Yeah,
so it's definitely going to be the last play.
That's right. You're still looking at a long field goal at that point. So let's see what they do here out of the shotgun. Zangwar, he is going to heave it up. Well, that's going to be to the center of the field, and really nothing doing on that. Not sure where that was going to go anyways, Michael.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get a hook and ladder there. As you see, number 6 was Chase Fleischhauer was kind of like trailing that wide receiver.
That's right. Well, after 2 quarters, Mahtomedi Zephyrs up 14-0 on the Tartan Titans. Stay put. We'll be back for second half action.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
And welcome back to Mahtomedi High School, where the Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead the Tartan Titans at the start of the third quarter, 14-0. We got a full moon tonight with that navy and gold, much like those Mahtomedi Zephyr uniforms, Michael.
Yeah, definitely a Mahtomedi night here down at George Smith Field. And man, they've been playing well in the first half, leading 14-0 and using a couple of big runs from Jalen Fry, kind of showing his burst speed, his power, and then like another touchdown by a touchdown reception from Chase Sullivan.
And Fry has been fantastic. He's been the spark on that offense that the Zephyrs needed. We talked about it last week. They needed to get some momentum early, and Fry provided it with that big run to the outside, and they haven't really looked back since. On the other hand, that Zephyrs defense has been very stingy, and they've capitalized on some miscommunication from that Tartan offense.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the Titans have been able to move the ball. The problem has been for them is kind of once they get closer to, like they haven't entered the red zone yet, and they just haven't been able to take their chances and trying to sustain a drive to get a touchdown. And I mean, they have been able to move the ball, but as you alluded to, like they've been shooting themselves in the foot and a couple of botched snaps, and one of them, they had 3, I believe, so far tonight, and one of them was covered by Mahtomedi.
Yeah, just too many mistakes. And here we take an overhead view from, that's right, the Mahtomedi drone camera. How about that shot from the students and faculty here in beautiful Mahtomedi, Michael? Look at that shot.
Yeah, drones are definitely becoming more in vogue, and I kind of wonder like how high they are up. I mean, they've definitely got a nice view, and it seems like they're several hundred feet up. Just get the whole field and got the track around it.
That's an amazing shot. And just take a look at it as we get ready for the second half of football. And the Zephyrs are going to get the ball to start things off, so they can really start screwing in that coffin nail, if you will.
Sure.
Hammering it in early. If they can put some points up, especially a touchdown early on, Michael.
Oh, for sure. And it was definitely huge of them to get like that touchdown with a minute left to go in the first half, because like they were going to get the ball, and like as you said, like they can add more to this lead. And I mean, they've been able to run the ball on this defense. Maybe the redeeming quality for the Titans is like they've been able to keep Mahtomedi's defense on the field for an extended period of time. So I mean, they keep doing what they're doing, and like if they could force Mahtomedi to punt here, I mean the defense might be facing a little bit of wear and tear, and maybe just fatigue might be settling in the second half, and they might be able to get a score here.
That's right. That defense is going to definitely want to make a stand quick, and then I look for Benjamin Engwer and company, along with Demario Wilson and Mincy to be heavily involved in this second half. Those have been the main guys in the first half. Wilson didn't do a whole lot. Mincy came on early on with some nice catches, but they haven't really targeted him as much as I'd expect.
Yeah, Wilson doesn't seem like he's gotten too many quality touches tonight, and really has been kind of kept in check by the Zephyr defense.
Yeah, he's been very limited. As we get set for kickoff here, again, Zephyrs lead 14-0 over the Titans, and they will start with the ball in the third quarter here.
think we kind of expect Mahtomedi to keep running the ball. It's kind of been their bread and butter with Tummelson and Fry.
Tummelson and Fry, that's been a good combination for these Zephyrs if we're set to kick away. And guess who's waiting back deep? Jalen Fry. We'll see if he gets an opportunity. He's gonna, and he tacks the ball and goes straight up the gut. And a great return. He's out to the outside. He's almost up to midfield, and that's great field position for the Zephyrs. They're gonna start at the 47-yard line. And that's not what the Titans wanted to do to start that second half.
That's exactly what they did. And Fry just follows his wall of blockers and just shoots it straight up the middle. I mean, he's just making great decisions with the ball, and he's been showing off his power.
And he's certainly got some speed, but that speed, unfortunately, isn't going to help him on that one. That play's coming back, I think, Michael. They might have a legal block, it looks like they're calling.
Yeah, legal block usually kind of happens on kickoff returns.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was on, but I'm sure coach isn't going to be too happy. That cost him nearly 30 yards.
Yeah, and Tartan kind of catches the break in the early going of the second half.
Absolutely, they did, Michael. And we'll see what they have here on defense. If they can get that stop that they ever so badly need to start the third quarter. And here we are, 1st and 10 for the Zephyrs. Johnson under center. He's going to hand it off to Fry, and Fry up the middle for a good 4 or 5 yard scamper before he's taken down. And some late activity there. Nothing thrown, but
that's kind of surprising. I mean,
tempers getting a little feisty, and that might have been after the whistle there, Michael.
Oh, that was for sure after the whistle. I'm just kind of surprised the refs aren't flowing a flag. Trying to figure out who the culprit is, but yeah, good look at Fry there.
And you'll see him coming in. It looked like that was
that was a good couple of seconds after the whistle.
Yeah, and I think that was the man that scored the touchdown, the second one for the Zephyrs. That was Sullivan coming in a little bit late, but I think he got away with one there.
I mean, coaches always preach about going to the whistle, but that was definitely a couple of seconds after.
That's right. You don't want any unnecessary hits or penalties. And 2nd and 4, they're going to give it to Fry again, and as he scampers around, but not much doing. But he's going to get to the outside on it. Right, and he's going to get that first down. You see that speed and elusiveness. They had him in the backfield, Michael, and they couldn't bring him down.
I mean, you can just tell. Look at this, kind of a little bit of a botched handoff, but Fry just able to turn something around and able to get a first down, and just a heads-up play and all willingness on his part to get that first down.
Yeah, he's been the fire starter for this offense all night. And you're seeing how quick he is with those feet.
Yeah, I'd kind of keep an eye on Chase Sullivan, too. I think he was getting a little bit dirty there, setting blocks on the opposite side of the field. He has to keep his head in check.
Jared Johnson again. He's going to hang on to it on this one from under center, and he's only going to get a couple, I'll call it maybe 2nd and 8 here for the Zephyrs as they approach the 35-yard line.
And refs throw a flag for some extracurriculars after the play, and I think Chase Sullivan was once again right in the middle of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure coach will be having a word. They want to get things settled down. Plenty of time left in this one. You got to let cooler heads prevail and make sure you're not hurting your team.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving the penalty to the Titans.
Well, that one's going the other way, and in this case, that might have been a retaliatory, penalty by the Titans, and that's the one that's going to cost them.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to keep your heads, and you give up a nice run, but then you botch them up, but you give it right back with a dumb penalty.
And
so
if you're turning, you just got to keep your composure. I mean, you're only down 14-0. There's a ton of time left in the game that you can put a couple of drives together to get.
Absolutely, and Johnson gives it to Fry again on the left hash, and he'll work his way up for a gain of about 3 yards, and we'll be looking at should be about a 2nd and 7, Michael, for these Zephyrs.
Yeah, they're still sticking with their bread and butter. Fry, he'll get the handoff here, gets a couple of tough yards.
And you can see those Titan defenders really trying to strip that ball out of there, but
yeah, they need a turnover.
Yeah, Fry's been tried and true with his hands tonight. He's hanging on, and he's making plays.
Yeah, Tartan hasn't been able to get a turnover yet. I mean, they forced a set of downs.
Yeah, they're going to give this one to Tumbleson up the gut. Nothing doing there. Titans maybe a yard, but we'll be looking at about a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 for the Zephyrs just beyond midfield.
Yeah, it looks like Kyle Taylor and Chase Sullivan just trying to get in each other's ear.
As you see the replay there for Tumbleson, and yeah, they have been going back and forth with some John there, Michael. You said it. And a big 3rd and 7 for this Titans defense. We'll see if they can stiffen up and get that ball for the offense. And they come in on the blitz, and that is a great tackle there. And Johnson goes down at the arms of Devontae Eaton, the senior defenseman from the Tartan Titans. You'll see him knife through here, Michael.
Yeah, it looks like Tartan's just bringing the pressure, just trying to force something to happen and make it so Mahtomedi has to punt. And just a great defensive stand by Tartan, who needs to get the ball back as soon as they can, just trying to get him back in this game.
Absolutely, Michael, and you'll excuse me on the sack there. That was Alexander Ball making the play. His name's been out there a few times now. And here's the punt. It's going to come down right at about the 20, and the Zephyrs will touch it down there, and the Titans offense will get out here and see if they can't get something going.
Yeah. Tartan has been able to move the ball, but as I said before, I mean, they're not going to be a quick hitter. I mean, they're just going to kind of dinking and dunking down the field in terms of runs up the middle, or like these short three-step pass, drop back three-step passes. So I mean, it's not an offense that's built around firepower. I mean, they're just trying to go for efficiency.
That's right. If you're gonna dink and duck your way down the field, that could work. But if you're gonna do that, you have to be consistent, and you can't be making those mistakes. It's been costing them thus far. Here we are, 1st down and 10 from their own 21. Engmer out of the under center. He's gonna pitch it back, and not a lot doing there for the Titans on that play.
Yeah, Mahtomedi just sniffing out the option.
And it looks like they actually pitched that back to Engwer. Not sure who was under center there. Might have been Marco Hernandez pitching it back.
Yeah, but number 44, DeVore from Mahtomedi, doing a nice job of kind of forcing that pitch as he kind of was in the backfield disrupting that play. You see him right there on camera.
Yeah, and he's flashed a couple times tonight, Michael, with some outstanding plays on that defense.
It's definitely the leader on this Mahtomedi Zephyrs defense.
You said it. And here we are now, 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1 from under center. They're going to keep it on the ground, and again, nothing doing. This Mahtomedi front has been awfully stout against that run of late.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tartan, you hate to be in this position. I mean, they're in 3rd and long. Like, yeah, they have been able to kind of convert those 3rd and long situations, but I mean, right out of the gate on your first possession, down 2 scores. I mean, you want to move the ball, and they just have not been able to get anything going on the first 2 plays on this possession.
That's right. They've had a few big conversions, but still not a spot you want to be sitting in, especially in your own territory, down 14. And here we are now down 3rd and 11 from under center is Engler. He's going to drop back. And he's going to throw it well over the intended target, and we're looking at a 4th down. And that was actually Marco Hernandez dropping back on that in at quarterback. And it looks like they're using Engler out wide on those formations there, Michael.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, Engler kind of got a little bit of rhythm there to end the first half, and I mean, it looked like he had some good passes, but maybe they just trust this other one. I mean, has a little bit better arm.
Yeah, they're going to give the junior Hernandez a shot. At least they did on that drive. We'll see what kind of formations and personnel they come out with when they're back on the field. But they're going to punt for now out of their own end zone. Back to about midfield, and that's going to be handled by Evan Reyes. He's going to come back to his left, cut in the middle. Not much doing there, but he'll get a couple back on the return. And the Zephyrs offense back at it with 6:42 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to look at once again at Mahtomedi just kind of using Fry and Tumbleson to get their offense going, as they'll have like fantastic field position on Tartan's about 43.
Yeah, absolutely great field position for the Zephyrs. And again, wrong side of the field if you're that Titans defense. We'll see if they can buckle down and make another stand. Here we are, 1st and 10 under center. And Johnson's back to pass. He's going to get it out to Fry. Who else? He's been their jack of all trades tonight, and he makes the catch on a gain of about 3 there. We'll look at a 2nd and 7 here.
Yeah, if you're Tartan, you have to key in on knowing where Fry is, because he's definitely going to be this Mahtomedi.
Oh, well, we don't want to see this, Michael. He's definitely favoring that left leg. I can't tell if it's an ankle or a knee. Hopefully it's just a cramp, but we're going to have the staff come out and take a look at Fry. He's down, and he doesn't look like he's feeling too well.
Yeah, this is definitely a blow for Mahtomedi High. He's definitely been their playmaker, and when Mahtomedi High needed something, they would give it. He would be their first option.
Well, he's been electric thus far this evening, and the Zephyrs really don't want to see him down. You'll see him come out here after the catch. Didn't look like too bad of a play, but I think he got twisted up with the defender, and he's not feeling too good. They got him up. He is walking. I think he might have just had a little stinger there, Michael, and hopefully he's all right and come back for the Zephyrs.
Maybe twisted his ankle a bit while he was just trying to make an extra move, trying to fight for more yards.
You said it. Well, there goes Fry. He's been the highlight reel of the game on both sides, ripping off a huge touchdown run to start the game, and he's had some other big plays throughout. They're certainly hoping he's all right and can come back into the game and give them that electricity that they've had in the first half. But here we are looking at a 2nd and 8.
So it's definitely limits on what Mahtomedi High can do on offense.
Johnson under center. And he's going to roll play action. Oh, and he had his tight end there, Caleb Sinkmeyer, but shot him a little bit wide there.
Yeah, kind of interesting that they elected to go for a pass here. I mean, I figured they would have done something simple like a handoff to Templeson, but maybe they just want to try and keep Tartan guessing.
That's right. It looked like the play design was pretty good. I think they had it. They just didn't execute it, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 8, another big spot for this Titans defense. We'll see if they can buckle down one more time and get that ball back to Engwer and company, or Hernandez, whoever it may be. Here we are, 3rd down, under center, and they're going to go with a little option up the middle for Johnson, and not a whole lot doing, and we'll be looking at a 4th down. I wouldn't be shocked in this part of the field, Michael, if that Zephyrs offense stays out there.
Looks like the punt team's kind of coming out. I'm kind of surprised by this. I mean, if you get a touchback, I mean, it's only a matter of a...
Yeah, you're netting 15 yards,
Yep.
you know. So a little surprised by this, but remember we saw earlier Mahtomedi tried to run that fake and didn't quite execute it. So
it looks like they did like that rugby style, so maybe they get... And Johnson is their quarterback, so, I mean, he's pulling double duty tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to do here. This time he looks looking to keep it again, and I don't think he's going to get there, Michael.
No, he did not.
He is well short, and I got to wonder if they're going to really go for it. Why not just go for it instead of putting out that punt unit like that?
And the thing is like, we've already seen this tonight, too, so you know they're going to do like that rugby style, so the Titans going to be looking for it.
Titans have been looking for it, and that's twice they've ran that. Twice they've been unsuccessful. And special teams coach probably not too happy with the outcome there.
May just want to elect a punt it next time or do what you said and just keep your offense out there and run something from your offensive sets.
Absolutely. I would agree with you, Michael, and we'll see what Tartan has here as they draw from under center. They're going to pitch it back. Just nothing doing. The swarming Zephyrs defense again.
And DeVore was there once again, blowing up that play.
DeVore and Sinkmeyer you'll see coming in. And there's DeVore blowing it up, sending him back, and he's all over that.
And the thing is like he made the quarterback pitch the ball, and he still gets the tackle.
He's had a big night. DeVore and Sinkmeyer on the ends have been wreaking havoc on this Titans offense throughout the evening.
Yeah, and for the most part, Titans kind of stalled here. Like they just have not been able to get anything going in the second half.
Oh, it's been a struggle for them. And again, they got Engward out as a wide receiver running back. And they're going with Marco Hernandez under center here. But not a lot going on. And again, DeVore in on the action along with Jack Heinch. And again, looking at a 3rd and long, it seems like we're kind of repeating ourselves here.
Yeah.
This last few drives. 3rd and longs have been the story of the night for this Titans offense.
And the thing is like Mahtomedi High is going to be winning the field position battle, but I'm just really kind of surprised that Hernandez is out there under center for Tartan, because I mean Engler was moving the ball pretty well. I mean they just haven't been able to get a touchdown, but for the most part, like he was with him under center, like they've been just moving the chains.
And he is a dual threat, which surprises me. I figured they'd go a little more heavy on the run. But Hernandez back and drop. He's got a guy, but terribly overshoots him, and that is intercepted by the Zephyrs. And that's Chase Sullivan who already has a touchdown on offense, and now he's doing it on defense, putting the Zephyrs in great field position.
Yeah, that was the second time that Hernandez dropped back to throw, and another time that he just shoots his intended wide receiver, but Chase Sullivan with the heads-up play.
And he had Bachman on that play there, Michael, and you can see he just overshot him
by a good distance.
Yeah,
that wasn't even
way
close.
too much there. He had Bachman. Could have been a big play for the Titans, which they badly needed. Instead, it just keeps getting worse, and it goes the other way for the Zephyrs, who are now in great field position, looking to add to that 14-0 lead. If you're just joining us, there's 13:38 left in the third quarter. The Zephyrs have just picked off Marco Hernandez, and they're back at it, 1st and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, Fry's still out for Mahtomedi.
Olsen play action. He's going to roll out. I think he's got a short completion there, but we got a flag coming in late. We'll take a look and see what we got here on the action. But just to go back to that, they had Engwer, and like we said, they were getting some movement. I'm surprised putting Hernandez in as we take a look at the replay here. He gets that out to Tumbleson, who gets motoring, and I'm not sure what they're going to be calling here.
I just don't know if it was a injury to Engwire or coach's decision by Aaron Mullen just to yank his quarterback, maybe just trying to jumpstart the offense, but it's been stagnant. I mean,
yeah, we certainly have not seen a lot of movement in this second half. Almost done with the third quarter, and not much for yardage and not a first down for the Titans offense.
Yeah, 2 possessions. One ends in a punt, another in a turnover.
Yep.
Just has not been good. But luckily here, it looks like the penalty will be on Mahtomedi, and it forces them back.
Yeah, they're going to move them back. So we're now looking at a 1st and 20 here on the 39-yard line. And we'll see what they have in store on this 1st and 20 play. And Johnson under center. You got Tumbleson. Fry still not back in the game. He's going to drop back, Johnson is. And he's got a guy cross, and that's going to be incomplete. Intended target, number 33, Mitch Bradley. And we're looking at 2nd and 20.
Yeah. Tartan defender Kingston Miles could have made a play on the ball if he kind of had his head up, but just couldn't get it.
And that's almost what Tartan needs, is a big play on defense, something to get him going, because it's been tough for him in this third quarter here.
Yeah, they haven't forced a turnover all game. They need to get something desperate. They need something desperately right now.
That's right. And here we are, 2nd and 20 now. Johnson in the shotgun, Tumbleson back by him. And they're spreading him 3 wide. We'll see. He's dropping back. And he's got his intended target down the middle of the field for a nice gain for the Zephyrs on 2nd and 20. And he connects with Graham DeVore, who's been a force on defense as well, Michael.
Yeah, now he's kind of showing off his playability on offense, but he could have been stopped a little bit shorter there by Kingston Miles, just kind of whiffs on that tackle, and DeVore using it to his opportunity to pick up a couple more yards.
Certainly using his size, DeVore. He's the junior, 6'4", 202, and he's been all over the field this evening, showing those receiving skills as well. Now we're looking at a 3rd and 4, Johnson under center, a wing formation behind him, and they're going to give it directly to the up back there, and we're looking at possibly a first down, carry by Fitzpatrick, and you'll see him give it to Fitzpatrick right up the gut. And he shoots through that, and I think he's just short, Michael. We got a big 4th and 1 here. Titans defense in a big spot again.
Yeah. And Mahtomedi can able to answer this. I mean, they've been Tartan needs to stop this on defense if they want to get something going. I mean, Fry's out for Mahtomedi, but you need to get some points up. I mean, you've gone about 3 quarters now, and you haven't been able to get a touchdown or any score for that matter.
That's right, and you almost dare to say if Mahtomedi punches this one in, that might be the dagger for the Titans.
And the thing is since the start of the second half, I mean, the Tartans have just not been able to move the ball at all. I mean, it's been tough. The offense hasn't even came close to a first down.
No, they had a 3 and out to start their opening drive of the second half, and then they threw a pick there. We'll take a look again at the Mahtomedi football schedule coming up. They got Henry Sibley on the 4th. They're on the road for that one. Back home on the 11th versus Hill Murray. And then they're on the road for a couple. September 18th against Hastings and September 25th at North St. Paul. And a couple home games to wrap up the season. October 2nd, they'll play Park. And wrap it up October 9th versus Simley. So Mahtomedi looking pretty good control here. But again, a big play on 4th and 1 for both teams.
Yeah, this is a critical point for both of these teams right now. I mean, Mahtomedi looking to increase the score, and Tartan just trying to stop the bleeding and get the ball back as soon as they can.
And here we go, under center. It's going to be a QB sneak. I'm not so sure he got that, Michael. It looked like some tough sledding, and I don't think he got that.
It didn't look like there was quite the offensive line push there.
Absolutely not. Not much push there at all. And we'll see as we take another look.
Yeah.
Not any push at all. And
no.
Some Titans in those white uniforms in the backfield early.
Looks like the defensive tackle for Tartan just did a nice job of kind of locking the center in place and forcing Johnson just couldn't get going, getting forward motion at all. And Tartan just forced a turnover on downs.
Very strong push from that Titans defense. And if you're on that Titans defense, you got to be saying, come on, offense, let's get something going. We'll see if they can do it now. 1st and 10 from their own 20. And they're going to keep the ball on the ground. And again, nothing doing. This Zephyrs defense is just shutting the door before it can even crack open.
Sure. I mean, if you're Tartan, why not looking to go to DeMarty Wilson? I mean, just trying like a run to the outside or just like a jet sweep, but they just been stagnant this whole quarter. Nothing has come easy for them.
Nope, and I think almost at this point maybe even try some kind of a trick play or something to get him going. Maybe an end-around pass, because it's been tough sledding and it hasn't been getting any better here with the third quarter winding down. We're looking at a 2nd and 10 after the no gain on 1st. And Hernandez again under center. He's going to drop back, but he's pressured. He's not going anywhere. That's going to be a sack. It looked like Brandon Hull came knifing in to blow that play up before it could get started. And guess who else? I think DeVore finished it off.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding for Hernandez in the start or in this quarter. I mean, couple of dropbacks. I mean, hasn't been able to make a completion, throwing over some people. One led to a turnover, and that time he's just sacked.
As we wind down here the third quarter, it's 3rd and 13 for the Tartan Titans from their own 17. Marco Hernandez under center, and we'll see if they got anything up their sleeve to get this first down. And Hernandez is going to drop back. He's going to take a deep shot, and he's got a man down the field, and he's got it for a big gainer. Big gainer. And he is still going on his feet. That is Chase Fleischauer with an absolutely huge play. And a little bit of taunting there. I was surprised they're not going to call that.
Oh, they are. It was directed right at Chase Sullivan, too.
You make a big play, and then you make a bigger bonehead play. I mean, what are you thinking when you do that? Well, make the catch and go back to your huddle like you've done it before.
Well, on the bright side is they got the first down.
Got to celebrate something, I suppose.
Yeah, they got the ball. Hey, and it stopped the clock, so, I mean, they're going to get another play for the fourth quarter.
He was thinking, if I get a bonehead penalty, we can stop the clock.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what you tell a coach. You're like, Coach, I wanted to stop the clock so we didn't have to use the timeout.
Oh, you got it. But a big play nonetheless. But still, they're going to net out not quite as much as they'd like. But for them, at least a big first down. And if nothing else, some confidence for Hernandez. And
he got a little something going.
Yeah, great toss there by Marco Hernandez. Maybe put a little jolt of confidence into this entire offense.
Yeah, they needed something. It was definitely the first positive play.
So we got 1st and 10 from the 49, and we'll see if they get a play out before the end of the quarter. Excuse me, I don't think they're going to. Nope, and that will wrap it up for the third quarter here. We'll switch sides and do it again for another 12 minutes. See where we're at right now. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead the Tartan Titans 14-0, and the Titans have the ball at midfield. We'll be back.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terracloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
And welcome back to George Smith Field. It's a beautiful evening here in Mahtomedi, where the Zephyrs, the home team, lead the visiting Tartan Titans 14-0. But we saw a little momentum possibly there, Michael.
Yeah.
Big throw there from Hernandez to Fleischhauer to end the third quarter.
You know, Hernandez needed to show something, and he was able to get like a pretty big play and kind of gain confidence in himself.
Absolutely is. It's 1st and 10, and Hernandez dropping back again, showing off that arm, but he's got nowhere to go. And he scrambles forward. He's tripped up at the line, but he scampers for about 3 or 4.
Yeah, that was a big play by Tumbleson, because if he doesn't get that shoestring tackle, I mean, Hernandez is going to probably pick up that first down, but he's coming off the field right now.
You see that nice play wrapping him up with Tumbleson, like you said, getting something on the ankle and the shoelace and taking him down. But Tumbleson, he came off the field a little slow going there. So
yeah, that's not good for Mahtomedi. Both Fry and maybe Tumbleson.
That's been their 2 main factors on offense. You said it, Michael. And we're looking at 2nd and 8 for this Tartan offense. Hernandez in her shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass again. And he's got a man down the field again. Hernandez jolting some electricity into this offense. And that's Kyle Bachman, the senior tight end, 6'1", 220, using that big frame to stretch the seam. And Titans have something going here, Michael.
Yeah, I think Hernandez is starting to settle down a little bit, and like now he's just starting to sling it out, and maybe that's what Mullen wanted, is trying to get like a little more big play ability from his quarterback position. And they've been moving the ball pretty easily here in the last few minutes and early in this 4th quarter.
You said it, and after that poor interception by Hernandez, he's bounced back and made a couple beautiful throws.
Made some positive plays the last couple of times.
And here's the Titans from the 20. They're threatening. Hernandez back again. He's got a man down the middle of the field, but that's incomplete. Looks like Bach couldn't quite hang on, and we're looking at a 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, Hernandez just doing an excellent job, just slings it right in there, but it's a shame that Bachman just couldn't come up with the catch.
Yeah, it looked like he had him. You couldn't quite tell. Maybe the defender got his hand in there, but incomplete pass nonetheless, and we're looking at a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think he's kind of settling down a little bit, and he's just kind of going out there playing ball right now.
And Hernandez will be out of the shotgun again. He's got Neva in the backfield with him. We'll see what they're running here. He's going to drop back to pass again. He slings that one outside. Again, that's Chase Fleischhauer, but he wasn't going too far on that. The defender for the Zephyrs all over it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting in philosophy. I mean, like, now it seems like they're kind of abandoning the run game and just going strictly to the passing game, and it's kind of working. I mean, they were picking up some yards to end the first half, but I thought that was more designed by the Zephyrs defense and just kind of allowing them to get like those yards just so they could prevent a score and from the Titans not getting a touchdown to end the half. But there's been, like, the last couple of passes have been pretty good.
Yeah, we're looking at a 3rd and 4. This is a big one. See if the Titans can put some points up, at least keep this drive going. We got Hernandez under center. They're going to pitch it outside, and that's over to Benjamin Ingwer. If you don't recall, he started the game at quarterback, and they're using him back at running back now. But not much doing there. And we got another injury down on the field.
Looks like Adam Stone.
Just hate to see that. Yeah, Adam Stone down. You'll see on the replay here, pitching it to Benjamin Ingwer. Can't quite see what happened here with
maybe it might have been like a chop block there, and
yeah, he might be twisted up, but he looks like he's in a little bit of pain as the staff comes to check on him. We hope he's all right. Looks like he's walking off with a little assistance. Might be a stinger. We hope he's all right. Let's take one more look, see if we can't see what happened to Adam Stone here.
Yeah, I kind of look towards that right hat or that left hash there, and yeah, I think the Tartan offensive lineman just trying to do a chop block, and
yeah, it looked like he might have got him a little low and kind of took his legs out. We'll hope that he's all right. Well, nonetheless, we're looking at a 4th and 4 for Tartan, and this, dare I say, is a must, Michael.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're definitely in a position where they need to do something here. I mean, time's clicking away and down 2 scores, and you need to get something going.
That's right, under 10 minutes now, and they trail by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. 4th and 4 from the 14. Hernandez under center. He's going to fake it. He's going to roll to his left. He's got a man in the middle of the field, but it's incomplete. And again, the intended target, I believe, was Bach there, but nothing doing, and Zephyrs are going to take over. We'll take another look here, Michael.
Yeah, Hernandez does a good job of putting some zip on it, but I mean, it's just a little too low and outside of Bachman's reach. Bachman just couldn't come up with it.
And if you're Bach there, I think looked like he kind of hesitated on his route a little bit. You got to keep cutting that to the inside, and they might have had 6. But nonetheless, Zephyrs will take over with 9:31 remaining in the 4th quarter, and they're up 14-0. That was a big defensive stand for that defense.
Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see. Yeah, I don't think Fry is in there.
Yep, Fry is back in.
He is
it
back
looks like
in
he
there.
has checked back in now. And we'll see how much they lean on him to maybe ride this thing out. And he put the ball on the ground, Michael. I'm not sure if he got that back, but he put that on the ground. And you certainly don't like to see that up 2 scores late in the 4th quarter here.
Especially this deep on your own end zone.
That could have been a big-time blow to the Zephyrs if they would have given that ball to the Titans inside their own 20. So he indeed did put the ball on the ground, but he got back on it quickly. And I'm sure he's saying his blessings after that one. Yeah, 2nd down here, Johnson back to drop. He's got a man, and they're going to get probably about 10 yards here. I believe that was Sullivan again, who's having a heck of a game. He got a touchdown, and he got an interception in the 2nd half.
Yeah, Chase Sullivan just doing a nice job of finding the soft spot in the zone. Gets the ball from Johnson and picks up the easy 1st down.
Yeah, they seem to have quite the connection, Johnson and Sullivan. They've been pretty good tonight.
Yep. Probably about his 4th catch on the night so far.
Yeah, along with that touchdown, we get a fresh set of downs for the Zephyrs. Johnson under center. They're going to give it back to Fry, and look at him go. Another big gain. He's still on his feet. He is to the outside. Yeah. He's at the 40. He's down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Fry. And why not? What a beautiful run to put the icing on the cake, if you will, Michael.
Oh, for sure. That's
one go down and got to the outside and said good evening and good night.
Definitely another long touchdown run for him. The second one was huge. I mean, he just followed his fullback right up there, and like you could see Tomlinson just coming downfield with him and trying to make a block. And yeah.
Well, talk about redeeming yourself. Put the ball on the ground a few plays ago, got it back. They kept faith in him, and they showed absolutely why as we take another look here.
I mean, he just goes straight up the gut.
Goes up the gut. Look at him cut back to the left and then get back to the outside right. And from there, it's a sprint and a foot race, and no one's catching Jalen Fry. We already seen that once tonight. And the extra point is up, and it is good as the lengthy Jalen Fry touchdown runs extends the Zephyrs lead 21-0. And things are starting to look pretty grim for those Titans, Michael.
Oh, for sure. I mean, whenever Mahtomedi needed a spark, they would just turn to Fry, but if you're Tartan, like you don't have a Jalen Fry on your team right now. I mean, no one's been answering the call for him, and Hernandez kind of showing something on like that last series, but I mean they still kind of came up short.
Yep, still came away. A few nice pass plays and the big one at the end of the 3rd quarter there, but in the end coming away empty-handed, and that's huge.
I mean that's been the theme for them all night. I mean, they've been able to move the ball, but once they kind of get in the scoring positions, like they just kind of fall flat and just haven't been able to punch it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, they haven't been able to really finish any of their drives. Like you said, they've had some nice plays here and there, but the big difference has been the consistency and the big play, which not even necessarily through the air for Mahtomedi. They're putting up these huge chunk plays with Jalen Fry and company on the ground in Templeton.
Yep. I mean, the run game's been working extremely well. I mean, when you have a 1-2 punch of Fry and Tumbleson, I mean, Tumbleton's just been doing an excellent job of just securing off the lane, so Fry has a big gap to go through.
Oh, he's been clearing some great paths, and we've seen Fry get in space. He's dangerous. So here is the kickoff, and Titans trying to take it out, but again, really not much doing. It's been the story of the night for the team in the black, white, and blue. As we are looking at 8:18 left in the fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff replaying again. And just not a whole lot doing. You don't really feel much positive vibes with Tartan right now. Excuse me.
Oh, for sure.
Just kind of not really there. Not any big plays happening. I mean, a few things here and there, but they're just.
It's just been maddening. I mean, like, things have been working for them, but they just haven't been clicking in order to finish drives. And looks like Hernandez will be in there once again. And he showed some excellent passing ability there on that last drive, but it just came up short when they had to turn it over on downs.
And they're going to need some more here. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Hernandez is going to drop back again and sling one out to his right. And that one again is caught by Chase Fleischauer.
Yeah, Hernandez definitely has a zip on the ball. It's more like, can he be accurate?
That's right. He's missed some throws and he's made some nice ones. He's really had a nice connection with Chase Fleischauer, the senior, who again made a nice grab there. And that'll be good for a first down. We'll see if they can at least get some points before the end of the night's over here, Michael.
For sure. And I mean, with Hernandez in there, like, the ball has been moving pretty fast for Tartan, certainly a lot faster than in the first half.
Yeah, he's got some zip. So here we are, 1st and 10 from their own 34. 7:54 and counting remain in the game. Hernandez again back to drop. He's under pressure. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to see if he can't get some yards, and he does pick up probably about 6 yards on the run there.
Just another nice game, like, just trying to do anything he can to get positive yards and try and make sure that this Tartan offense stays on the field, because they're gonna have to make some big plays if they're gonna get back in this game.
Oh, that's right, and they've been bringing that pressure, so you got to be quick. He saw an opening to his left, and he took it. Pretty heady play there from the junior Hernandez, and we'll see if he can't keep him moving down the field.
Yeah, it's taken a couple of series, but yeah, he's definitely moving the ball with a little bit of ease for Tartan.
And here he is out of the shotgun formation. Neva behind him. We'll see what the play caller dials up. Again, back to passes. Hernandez, he's going to roll to his right. He's got some space. He's got a lot of space, and he takes a shot but stays on his feet, and he's going to be out of bounds inside of the Zephyr territory at about the 43-yard line, we'll call it. And it looks like we might have a late flag here too, Michael.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a blocking in the back by Tartan. Yeah, there's Hernandez. Like, he's been showing something, and just
boom! Look at this shot. He takes a shot here, but he keeps going.
Ooh!
But you see his head snap back, and you don't like to see that. Hopefully, he's all right. He appears to be, but what a blast he took there, and we'll wait. Looks like we're gonna have unsportsmanlike conduct on Tartan. So again, talk about shooting yourself in the foot, and they did it again. And coach can't be happy with the amount of mistakes they've made tonight.
Yeah, they have had their fair share tonight, whether it comes in penalties or botched snaps. They've had a couple of turnovers tonight. They have two. One was on a botched fumble or a botched handoff, and another one was that interception by Hernandez. But it's another situation where they get a penalty, but they get the first down. So they're moving the ball, but they're
moving the ball, but they're keeping the down, but losing the yards. And we got another stoppage in play here. I think they're just setting the. There we go. They got things set. And here we are again, 1st and 10. Now they're back on their own side of the field, the 43. Hernandez under center. He's going to drop back the pass again. He's going to run a little screen there to another one of his targets he's been enjoying. That's Bach. And we're looking at probably about a gain of 5 there. Call it 5. We'll be looking at a 2nd and 5 here for the Titans.
Yeah, the nice thing about the screen is they'll give that defensive line something to think about, is they can't be like too aggressive on the screen. If they feel that they're getting in a little too easy, chances are they probably are. And so that's kind of like another thing they have to pay attention going forward. But yeah, if you're Tartan, like, you got to get going here. I mean, you just can't be lackadaisical here. Like, you're just ticking seconds off.
Yeah, that's right. Got to have some urgency here, Michael. There's 6:12 and counting in the fourth quarter. They trail by 21 points, 3 touchdowns. And they got to get something going, and they got to get something going quick in a hurry.
Yeah, like they're just wasting like 20 seconds just trying to get this play off.
Here's Hernandez taking the snap under center. He drops back. He's looking to throw to his right-hand side here. He's got a man, but he shoots him Donovan McNabb-like. Puts it at his knees, and we're looking at a 3rd and 5 now. And again, just not consistent. We've seen some good throws now and then, seen some good runs, but just not stringing it together, and too many mistakes for the Titans tonight.
Yeah, and DeVore kind of forcing the issue. I mean, he's been a force for this Mahtomedi High defense, and he's been a thorn for Tartan's side all night. He's been doing a fantastic job on the defensive line.
He has been doing an excellent job, as you said, DeVore, the kind of jack of all trades. He caught a ball earlier. He's the junior defender and tight end. Looking at a 3rd and 5. Hernandez again back to pass. Quick throw to Bach. He's really like Bach, and Bach showing those nice hands. Finding the middle of the field in that open area. And a big first down for the Titans. See if they can get some urgency here.
Yeah, there's definitely been opportunities in the soft spots for Mahtomedi High that they've been able to move the ball, but moving the ball hasn't been the problem for them. It's been punching it into the end zone.
That's right. You've seen some results, or excuse me, some production here and there, but no results to show for it. So we'll see if they can flip that script and put some points up here. We're under 5.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Zephyrs lead 21-0. Hernandez under center. You'd be shocked to see him throw the ball again. And just when I say that, they're going to hand it off to Engler. Punches his way for another 4 or 5 yard scamper.
You know, other than scampers by Hernandez, it's been like the first design run in the fourth quarter as they just trying to move the ball by throwing it. But
that's
Engler
right.
Just showing his power going up the middle, and like he has 2 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Yep. And I feel like they almost abandoned the run after it didn't work early in the third quarter.
Yep.
And then obviously things kind of went downhill. You saw the interception when Hernandez came in. And now down 21-0. You know, they can ill afford to be taking these long huddles. They need to get things moving here.
Yeah, they need to get going. Like I don't know if they have like a 2-minute like run that they can go, but yeah, they can't, as you said, they can't be afforded to be huddling.
Right, Hernandez drops back. He scrambles out to his left, back across the field to his right. He's going to get a chunk of that 2nd and 8 yardage back. I'm going to say we'll call it 3rd and 2 as we take another look at the replay here. Hernandez, you can see him wanted to pass, couldn't find anyone, scampered for a decent gain, and we'll call it a 6-yard run, and we're looking at a 3rd and short for the Titans here. Just over 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, Hernandez just doing a good job, and like his main focus is like moving the offense, and like he has, I mean, either with his arm or seeing that nothing's there, he's been picking up with his legs too.
Well, you said it. We'll see what they got on this 3rd and short, under 4 minutes now. Hernandez out of the shotgun. Wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of an option here, but instead they keep it on the ground, and that's going to be awfully close to the marker there. I'm not sure if he got that or not.
You know, I'm kind of interested that I know that it's 3rd and short and you want to run the ball, but I mean, like it's going to be another situation where the clock's going to keep running on down, and like once again they're showing that they're not in too big of a hurry, and like I know this is 4th down.
All right, you are, Michael, and I think I would agree. I think you got to take some shots to the end zone there.
Yep. And like looks like Tartan like called a timeout, and they could have saved themselves about 10 seconds if they would have done it like right afterwards.
Yeah, I think they got to pick up the pace here if they have any chance of scratching back in this one, but it's looking like a pretty good good game for Mahtomedi to get the win here. So let's take a look at the Tartan schedule here, Michael.
Yeah, we see on September 3rd that Tartan will be facing against North St. Paul, and then on September 11th they're traveling to Park. Then on September 18th they're facing Simley at home, and then traveling to South St. Paul. Yeah, South St. Paul is going to be a pretty tough team, followed by St. Thomas Academy on October 2nd. Then they finish the season at home or away at Hastings.
And let's not forget this St. Thomas team that Tartan has coming up in October. Just shut out this Mahtomedi team last Saturday, 19-0, and they really bottled up that offense.
Yeah, they did, and it was definitely kind of clear like Mahtomedi likes to run the ball, and St. Thomas Academy just kind of like shored it up and was able to stop it and kind of forcing Jared Johnson to pass the ball. And I mean, it didn't work out too well on 19 attempts. He only had a 26% completion.
That's what they say. You cut the head off the snake, right? That's what St. Thomas said. But back to the action here. A big 4th down for Tartan. Now, if they can't convert, that'll just about do it. Engler on the carry to the right side there. That's going to be awfully close. And we'll see on the final spot if Titans will keep this drive going or if the Zephyrs will take over on downs.
Yeah, just hardly any push there by the offensive line.
Just not a lot doing there. That's kind of been the theme of the evening, but they didn't get it. Mahtomedi defense held, and I think that'll just about zip it up. I don't think we'll be seeing Fry out here anymore.
Probably not. His night's probably done. I mean, he got dinged up a couple of times and kind of no, it looks like he's coming back out on the field.
Well, that's a surprise to me, Michael, after those big 2 runs, and he was limping a little bit. Game's in hand. I'm surprised to see him out there. We'll see what they got up their sleeves here, though. I wouldn't be shocked if Tumbleson got some carries here.
Yep, for sure.
Milk that clock out, and as we suspected, they'll get the carry. Tumbleson up the gut, and maybe a yard or 2, but we'll be looking at a 2nd and long for the Zephyrs as they wind this thing down for their first win of the year. And if you're a player or coach fan of the Zephyrs, you got to be pretty happy. It looks like you're going to get your first win of the year here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they did what they needed to do, and they were able to move the ball on offense. A couple of huge runs by Jalen Fry, and they were able to put points on the board, which they were unable to do last week against St. Thomas.
That's right, and we talked about it in the opening. As very crucial for the Zephyrs to have a spark early, and Fry provided that early. He provided it late, and I think that running game of the Zephyrs and that defense of the Zephyrs was the key to tonight's game for them. Now let's take another look here on the run. It looks like we got a first down. That'll just about end the game here as the Zephyrs push that clock towards 000 and put a straight line in the win column for them.
Yep. The issues for Tartan, like they've been able to move the ball, but it was like once they got in the red zone, they just kind of clammed up and just were not able to punch it in. And I mean, their defense did a decent enough job, but I mean, just the huge play ability by Fry just kind of gave Mahtomedi the sparks that they needed in order to get a couple of touchdowns.
That's right, as we see a carry there from Bryce Larson, the senior running back for the Zephyrs. And I think, with the exception of those 2 botched snaps, or botched punts, if you will, from the Zephyrs, pretty clean game overall.
Sure, yeah, they had a couple of penalties here and there, a couple of offsides, but yeah, I agree. They played a pretty good game.
And they usually say the team that makes the fewest mistakes will come out on top. I think we could agree that's holding true this evening, Michael.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they haven't had a turnover this game other than a couple of turnovers on down, and now we're going to see the false start there by the offensive lineman. And
yeah, of course, I spoke too soon. As soon as I say they're having a clean game, they jump in the gun. They want to maybe dump some Gatorade on their coach too quick or something. Who knows? Probably not. A little too early in the season. But.
For sure. Yeah, it looks like Mahtomedi is kind of bringing out some seldom used players that are just kind of going to their bench and bringing in some guys who haven't had too much game time experience.
Yeah, running this thing out, and the Zephyrs are going to have a nice evening to celebrate their first win of the season. And we're just ticking under a minute now left to go at George Smith Field here on a gorgeous evening in Mahtomedi. And couldn't ask for a better night, and Zephyrs with a very impressive performance, Michael.
Yeah, it just had they did everything they needed to do. Just a great win by them for their first win on the season. I mean, anytime you pitch a shutout is a good game by your defense.
Absolutely. And there's another run there, basically milking that clock out. That should just about do it. And as we take a look ahead again with our schedules, we'll have Mahtomedi plays Tartan, this evening. And then Tartan will be at Henry Sibley. So we'll see how these teams do going forward, but both are going to be 1-1 after this evening.
I'm kind of surprised that Tartan elected to kind of take a timeout right here. And I guess my question is like, if you're going to be taking timeouts now, why not do it a little bit sooner?
Absolutely.
When it kind of looked like Mahtomedi High was only picking up a yard here and there. And
yeah, I don't think there's really much need for a timeout there, Michael.
Yep.
This one's in the book. So, and just to correct again, next Friday will be Mahtomedi at Henry Sibley, and Tartan will be traveling to North St. Paul. So,
although the only issue with Mahtomedi tonight has been punting the ball, so I mean, maybe not a terrible strategy to see what they'll do.
We'll see if they pull out another rugby-style fake punt here, as the Titans have certainly, that's been their highlight on, has been stopping them on those plays. But
it looks like there's no razzle-dazzle here. They're just drop back and punt.
That's right. They finally executed a punt. Fitting way to end the game. We got just over 20 seconds left, and Titans will come out here and maybe run a play or two for formality reasons, but this one's all but over, and both teams heading to 1-1, and Mahtomedi's got to be pretty happy with the way they played this evening.
Yeah, as you said before, like, they played a pretty good game. I mean, yeah, there's some things you could work on. I mean, like, yeah, they got some big plays from Fry, but
that's right.
Could they consistently like kind of sustain a drive where they're not like getting those huge plays and breaking off those huge runs?
That's right. It wasn't a perfectly clean game for Mahtomedi, but I think a step forward. And they're going to take a shot, and that'll all but do it. That ball is intercepted by the Zephyrs' Evan Reyes, the junior for Mahtomedi. And he basically just put the final nail in the coffin, if you will.
Yeah, we should definitely probably see a victory formation out of Mahtomedi High. And
that's right.
Just one last play to end the game, and yeah, just an excellent good job by this defense, pitching the shutout, getting 2 turnovers, or getting 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery.
We should see a kneel down here. I'd expect. I don't expect any run or pass plays or any timeouts. That should do it as we tick down here. Lovely evening in Mahtomedi. We got a full moon on our hands and nice skies, no rain, nice temperature. Couldn't ask for a better night, especially if you're a home fan of the Zephyrs, as they take a knee, and that should do it. You see the Zephyrs celebrate.
Yeah, looks like Tartan's not going to call a timeout.
Thank goodness. So that'll do it. The Zephyrs, they do. They start things fast, and they hang on, and they finish it off. I'd like to thank you all for watching On Location TV 19 with us. Where the final, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs 21, the Tartan Titans 0. Thanks for watching, and good night.